We did speak today, though, with the attorney for the accuser. And for that, I want to bring in NewsNation investigative correspondent Rich McHugh, who has covered this story more and better than anyone. Case in point, in July, he had this one-on-one interview with Pastor John Paul Miller himself. Rich McHugh, this is a hell of a story that we didn't see coming. So you spoke with Jane Doe's attorney today. What was the gist of what you got?
Hi, Ashley. Well, first of all, this Jane Doe is very resolute. She's been wanting to come forward. I had heard about this actually several months ago that she was wanting to come forward, and so just finally it came forward. I spoke to her attorney today. Said these assaults happened essentially 25 years apart. I asked him a whole slew of questions, essentially why did she wait so long to come forward? But I just want to play some of the sound that you hear from him. He explains the allegations, and again, these are unproven allegations, and I welcome the opportunity to talk to John Paul Miller again, but let's listen to Randy Hood in his own words.
She went to go see her grandparents. She would go see them and stay with them for the summer, and they belonged to Cathedral Church. And Cathedral Church, which later became All Nations Church, was run by a man by the name of Reginald Wayne Miller. He goes by Wayne Miller, and he is the father of John Paul Miller. And one day she went to church with her grandmother, and going through the sanctuary, she saw John Paul Miller. He saw her. She spoke to him briefly, and then she went to the bathroom. And she came out of the bathroom, and he was right there waiting for her, which was right beside, coincidentally, close to his father's office. He then took her and forced her through a hallway and into a car. He had his truck conveniently sitting right there by the exit, and he raped her.
Tell me the circumstances around the 2023 alleged assault. She
was with a friend, and she met him out somewhere. They had some communication, or I don't know if she met him out somewhere. She saw him, and he came in as alleged in the complaint, and he came to her and went in like he was going to hug her, and as he did, he literally stuck his hand down her pants and grabbed her in the genital area. And there was a friend that was there with her.
An eyewitness?
I think it's an eyewitness.
Has that friend agreed to cooperate in this?
I have not personally spoken to her, but it's my understanding that she will corroborate that.
Now, despite filing this under a Jane Doe, I asked the attorney, is she willing to come forward at some point and testify? He said, absolutely. She will absolutely sit for a deposition. So her identity may come to light at some point in this, Ashley.
So as I do the math on this, Rich McHugh, you know, I think the first alleged rape was 1998, and that's, what, 26 years ago. The natural question would be, why wait so long?
Yeah, that was my main question for the attorney. I said, look, why did it wait so long? He said, look, it took the death of Mica Miller to kind of joust her into action. Basically, she felt guilty and that she had repressed memories of this, but listen to him in his own words.
In the case of this particular person, she did not recall what had occurred until he stuck his hand down her pants in 2023. And at that time, she did not report it to the police or anybody, but it brought things kind of rushing back. And then when his wife, Mica Miller, died, I think she felt a lot of guilt and shame, a tremendous amount of guilt and shame, because in her mind, what if she had done something different? What if she'd come forward earlier? What would have happened? Would people have known about him? Would she have been more protected, or would she have realized things and she didn't? And then she contacted me recently, and then once she contacted me, then we put everything together and we filed the lawsuit.
Now, there's a couple other things here swirling, Ashley. If you remember this past fall, the FBI raided John Paul Miller's home. We still don't know what came of that, and so we're waiting to hear from that. He was also in court today trying to get restraining orders against 4 different protesters with Justice for Mica protesters, and the judge ultimately threw those out because he said the witnesses that he brought forward were ultimately biased. Ashley?
Wow. Well, Okay, I know he's been really dogged by this. They haven't left his side since Mica died. So a lot on his plate.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.